No, but I'm wondering, Gab, whether, you know, and you just touched on that kind of briefly there, motivation for the players, but I wonder if it's a motivation for, well, that's the wrong terminology, but I wonder if it's trying to pressure, in some sense, Daniel Levy to the knowledge that I think most Spurs fan would think he's arguably the best manager they've had in through the door for quite some time, and maybe as good as they're going to get. And if he starts talking, dropping these little things out about, you know, not going well and possibly leaving, that the fans might somehow be able to pressure Tottenham and Levy to spend a bit more and get behind him. And is that, am I batting that down the wrong side of the pitch there?
Look, I'm not going to rule out that the possibility happens at some point in the future, but and that would be in line with his MO. But that's not where Conte is right now. You know, he's won a few games. He hasn't lost a game in the Premier League. They've moved up the table. He knows that many people have tried to pressure Levy using precisely those tools, unsuccessfully, I might add. And he knows it's going to be a long slog. Look, they lost to Chelsea. The Spurs of the last 36 times Spurs have gone to Chelsea, they've only won once. Okay, so it was a horrendous performance. Fine. But he wasn't expecting necessarily to go and get something out of that game. I think he knows this. I think he also knows that if they get in the top four, then he will expect to be able to spend some money. He'll be expect to spend some money in January. If Harry Kane ever leaves the club, he knows he's going to have a lot of money to spend with and flexibility on the wage bill. And this is basically what he wants. He wants the opportunity to go out and get the players that he wants. But he knows that, you know, he can't just write a list. You know, Santa Claus isn't dressing up like Daniel Levy this time of year. It just doesn't work that way. So I don't think he's sending any specific messages. He doesn't have that clout yet.
I think I've got to go with Gab here, because I don't think there's any way that having the experience that Conte's had, there's no way he's going into Tottenham thinking they're just going to throw money to him, he's going to go and buy players, he's going to win something, and then 18 months, 2 years, he's going to go somewhere else. He's too long and too smart in the tooth to do that. I think what he's doing is he's just keeping everybody on their toes, especially Levy, that, you know what, when the time comes, you better back me. He's kind of throwing a little bone in, saying it'll be tough in January, but I think he's just keeping them on his toes so that come the summer, then Levy better be prepared to back him. Because if Levy doesn't, then I would suggest Conte's well within his rights to think about leaving. But I don't think he will. I think he'll get the backing next summer.
It's why I'm a little bit annoyed about it, because, you know, we all know that he left Inter Milan because they didn't want to give him the money to buy big players and do better in the Champions League, and he left. So he comes to Tottenham, and we all expect, and I just expected what I'm just seeing right now. I will need more money to build a bigger team. That I understand. It is normal. But sorry, Gab, but what he's saying is, I can't do better with what I have. I need like 4 bigger players. But when I see Son yesterday playing, and everybody can agree that Son is a fantastic player, what's wrong with Son? How come he cannot be better than he showed yesterday with somebody like Conte? You know, Conte asked for 100% involvement every game you play. It was the ghost of Son yesterday that I saw. It was almost the ghost of Kane. Yeah, go on.
Go on, Gab. You got to look at what's behind them. Look who's supplying them. Who's supplying Harry Kane and Young-min Son? They don't have anybody to get them the ball properly. They end up. Particularly Harry Kane now ends up dropping back to get the ball, because if he doesn't, he's never going to see it, because they can't get him it. As far as football in the middle of the park, averages the day is long, and they're questionable defensively. So you can't go looking at Son and Kane and think, well, he's turned them into bad players. The players he has at his disposal can't get them the ball in the proper areas.
Sorry, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I don't know when, or 4 years ago, when they reached the Champions League final, Can you tell me the names of people playing alongside Kane and Son? They weren't top players as well, and they reached the Champions League final.
They had a playmaker.
Christian Eriksen, Musa Sissoko.
They had a playmaker.
Eriksen, Sissoko.
Right. They had a playmaker that they've never replaced. Eriksen.
Come on.
They've never replaced them. They had a playmaker to supply Harry Kane in particular and Heung-min Son. And what did they do when he left?
Yeah.
Zero. They bought Højbjerg and Harry Winks was there.
Well,
so
I think it's a bit.
You cannot deny Højbjerg. You cannot deny the fact Højbjerg did well, since he arrived.
I think it's a bit of a futile argument.
As a defensive midfielder.
Sure.
He's not even. He doesn't live in the same planet as Eriksen.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.